My dear students, wishing you a warm welcome to English class. Today we are going to continue the lesson Colors of Silence. In our last class, we came to know that Satish was suffering from ill health regularly, and another bout of fever struck him, and he was confined to the four walls of his room. Either he could take rest, then read books, or watch outside from the window. But one day, that he was attracted to a bird. That bird was a special bird, unlike any other bird. Black crest, longish tail, darting eyes, restless energy. He noticed these four features in it, and he was attracted to the bird so much that when it flew away, he went to his bed, got a book, and started giving strokes and started drawing, and that was another turning point in Satish's life. That bird, that encouraged him to paint something. Of course, Satish had the background of Urdu calligraphy. Probably he was learning Urdu calligraphy. Calligraphy refers to the art of writing something artistically, right? So due to this background, it was very easy on the part of Satish to draw pictures. He went on drawing pictures, he went on filling pages after pages, and authors also say that his pictures varied from mood to mood. See, human mind does not remain the same almost all the time or every day. Sometimes we are happy, joyous, sad, dull, and all this, serious. But Satish's drawing also varied from his mood from time to time. Then we also studied that his father did not like his son drawing pictures, because his father believed that artists, they earn very little money. They struggle to make a living. They lead a life in poverty. So he did not want his son to become an artist. He wanted his son to read as many books as possible, gain knowledge, and get some great job. So in the eyes of father, becoming an artist was not a great job at all. It was a poor man's job, he thought. So he did not encourage his son to draw, and he took away the only source of entertainment. What was that only source of entertainment? Books, drawing, related things, drawing books, pencil and all the writing materials, drawing materials, he took away and kept it. But Satish was so much attached to drawing that he used to draw secretly when father was not there at home. One day, while he was drawing, he was involved in drawing, and suddenly he felt the presence of his father. He came to know that his father is standing right behind him at the door. And father came in, sat on the bed, and he observed how his son was drawing, the concentration, the attention, and the dedication which Satish had towards drawing. Till then, Satish's father hadn't seen his son drawing. He failed to understand the interest of his son. He only gave him books, and he thought that my son should read and only read, and he ignored this drawing. But that day probably Satish's father realized that my son is a very talented person. He is having a special talent in the field of art and drawing. So something must be done. I should do something to encourage him. See, parents should always encourage their students' interests. rather than other students, other children's interests. Just because the neighbor is good at something, we cannot encourage our children to become so, because not all individuals are alike. Every student, every child, every person for that matter has different abilities, capacities, taste and skill, intelligence level. So considering this, his Satish's father came to a conclusion that he should do something. He was inspired. Satish's father himself was inspired that day. And while he spoke to Satish, there was a tremor in his voice. He became very emotional. He felt sorry for having stopped his son, discouraged his son from drawing. And after this, he went away from the room. You know where did he go? Where did he go? He went to the store, bookstall, and when he returned, there were so many brushes of different kinds, so many colors, drawing books, drawing sheet, this, that, everything he brought and placed it on the table. This, melted Satish down so much. He had never seen his father at such an emotional level. His father was always strict and sometimes angry while he was drawing. But that day, his father was cool, calm and very friendly, other than being very serious. So in today's class, we are going to see what happens next. In my last class, I covered up to paragraph 32, where he says, Pitaji, began Satish slowly. He spoke in a very low voice. Pitaji, he said. His father nodded his head. He said, yes, these things are for you. Smile breaking at the corners of his mouth. Father smiled a bit, but his eyes remained sad though. There was sadness in his eyes, in his mind. They are for you, Satish. I will find out the best school of arts for you. You will learn arts and make your life in your chosen field. See, Satish's father finally declared that from now onwards, you need not follow the formal education, but I will find the best school of arts for you. You continue in this. Today I realized that you have got a rich taste in the form of drawing. You will turn out to be a great artist. So I'll try to find out the best school. So that you will excel, will do better in your chosen field. Again, I am reminding you the story of 3 idiots. Satish's eyes filled with the tears, and he did an uncharacteristic thing. He hugged his father tightly, his heart full of love for his stern father, who had at last accepted that his destiny lay in canvas and paint. Satish, upon hearing this, Satish's eyes were filled with the tears. Such an emotional situation it was. And he did an uncharacteristic thing. Satish did an uncharacteristic, unusual thing, that which he has never done before. What was that uncharacteristic thing? See, characteristic, opposite uncharacteristic. Characteristic refers to usual, typical. Uncharacteristic refers to not usual, that which is not typical, that which is not done usually. What did he do? Satish hugged his father tightly, embraced his father tightly, his heart full of love for his stern father. His heart was full of love. For whom? For his stern father, for his strict father. Till then, his father was very strict, very serious. Sometimes he used to scold Satish for various reasons. Probably that day, bringing of art materials generated great love towards his father, who had at last accepted. He was happy that father at last accepted that his destiny, Satish's destiny, future, lay in canvas and paint. Finally, father decided what his son is going to be in future. what will be the line of action to be taken. That is canvas and paint. Canvas refers to it's a board which is covered with a special kind of cloth which is used by artists to paint, right? Canvas is a cloth actually. Within a short time he learnt more than just painting. He learnt about life. It is this boy now popularly known as Satish Gujral. Within a very short period of time, Satish excelled not only in painting but in other fields also. He learnt about life. He learnt what is life. How he learnt what is life? Again, reading books. So, reading books, then painting, drawing pictures went hand in hand, went together. So, he became a complete personality. It is this boy now popularly known as Satish Gujral. He became famous all over the world and even in India also and abroad also. His name was ranked as first among the artists of India. Satish Gujral is among the foremost artists of India. He is one of the few artists who is accomplished in several art forms of painting, sculpture and architecture. Satish Gujral is also a writer. See, multi-talented personality, not only in one field but also in 3 to 4 fields. The boy who was hesitating to talk to others, the boy who was regularly falling ill in his childhood, the boy who stopped going out to play just because his neighbors made fun of him, the boy who refused to go to school just because his classmates would make fun of him. He became a very popular personality, excelling in all fields. He became the foremost artist. Foremost refers to leading, top, notable artists of India. Not only in painting, and he accomplished in several art forms like painting, sculpture. See, sculpture refers to making statues or idols. One who makes it is called sculptor. T-O-R, sculptor. What he makes is called sculpture. And architecture, he designs buildings also. He plans and designs buildings also. Architecture. Satish Gujral is also a writer. See, artist, painter, then architect, sculptor and writer also. How he became a writer? Because he read a great deal of books during his childhood. His father encouraged him. Exhibitions of his works have been held all over the world and displayed in prestigious museums like the Museum of Modern Art, New York, the Hiroshima Collection, Washington, and the National Gallery of Modern Art, New Delhi. Today, we are able to see many exhibitions of Satish Gujral at prestigious museums. All his works are found there in places like Museum of Modern Art at New York, Hiroshima Collection in Washington, National Gallery of Modern Art in New Delhi. He has published 4 books of his works in various arts. See, he has written 4 books also. He was awarded the Order of the Crown for the best architectural design of the 20th century for his design of the Belgian embassy in New Delhi. So, he came to be rewarded the Order of the Crown for having designed the Belgian embassy. He has also been honored with the Padma Vibhushan. He received Padma Vibhushan for his contributions. His life of achievement is ample proof that physical disability is no barrier to success. What do we study from his life? What is the message of this lesson? What kind of example does he set for us? What is the model that we have to follow? His life of achievement is ample proof. It's a big proof. It's a proof which is sufficient to understand that physical disability, any kind of physical disability, any kind of problem, physical problem, is no barrier to the success, is no barrier it is not a hurdle. Physical disability cannot prevent you from achieving anything. You can be an achiever in spite of having disabilities. If you look at the achievements of various people, you will come to know that among achievers, there are many people who, in spite of having one or the other disabilities, proved to be perfectionists. So physical disability is never countable, it is never not accountable, it cannot be taken into consideration when you judge a person's achievement. What is the another meaning? The meaning is that any person who has aim, then dedication, hard work, punctuality, self-confidence, and one who takes inspiration from others will definitely stand at the top one day. If Satish was not encouraged by his father, probably he would not have become what he became in the years to come. So basically, our childhood experiences, childhood habits matter a lot when we grow up. Adolf Hitler became one of the most cruel persons in history today. We know that, how he cruelly massacred or killed the Jews, how he became a personality who is not liked by all today because Hitler's childhood experience. His father used to beat him a lot. That Hitler was so angry on his father that he deliberately used to fail in examination. He used to do bad in examination. Though he was intelligent, he was capable of passing, he was intentionally not doing properly in the examination in order to teach his father a lesson. As a son, he cannot go against his father directly. So this is an indirect kind of revenge. So this is how Hitler's mentality grew to be very cruel from his childhood itself. Mahatma Gandhiji, on the other hand, it's a clear contrast. Mahatma Gandhiji was inspired by his parents. He used to listen to stories and two dramas, probably Satya Harishchandra and one more drama, that played an important role in the life of Gandhiji. Right? So, in this way, our childhood habits matter a lot. Shivaji, on the other hand, used to study a lot of stories from his mother, Jijabai. Those stories and inspiration from his guru, Dadaji Kondadeva probably, that inspired Shivaji to become a great Maratha warrior. So, if there is any achievement from some person, that means his childhood has been very great. So, a tree can grow well only if the plant is looked after properly. When a plant is looked after properly, it grows into a tree. Same thing happened here. And the message of this lesson is physical disability is not a barrier to success. It will never come in the way of success. Success is different. Physical disability is not man-made. It is not done by ourselves intentionally. It happens due to misfortune, due to bad luck, it happens. And he was not born disabled. He did not have any disabilities by birth. It happened due to that accident in Kashmir. But still, he did not look back in his life. He did not fail in his life. Not in one field, 4 to 5 fields, he excelled himself. So, the message of this is physical disability is no barrier. So, if you make up your mind, you can do anything. In short, you become what you think. I repeat, you become what you think. Positive thinking leads you to success. Negative thinking brings you down. So, we have to choose what to do. So, this is the lesson. And this Satish Gujral, died on 26th March 2020, this year itself, he passed away 2020, and his brother Inder became the Prime Minister of India. If you take the list of Prime Ministers of India, we will come to know I.K. Gujral, we will come across a name, I.K. Gujral, Inder Kumar Gujral. This is Satish Kumar Gujral. So both the children achieved spectacularly in their own fields. So thank you very much for a patient hearing. Here ends the lesson. Next I am going to take up the next poem, that is a Blind Boy, which is also for memorization. So thank you very much. See you in my next class. Till then, take very good care of yourselves. Goodbye.